right. Wholeness. It's good to see Grand Rising, wholeness, just all the greetings that we can. And just this build today with part two with my brother, uh, cosmic brother, Charles Neo. We always text back and forth. He's always cosmic brother, and guess what? I believe I'm signed in. So I found out yesterday that my problem was I had paid for Zoom, didn't need to get shut off at 45, but I had to. I couldn't cheat, meaning I was
Hmm.
going in without signing in. I have to sign in to.
Okay. Okay. You know,
um,
that's
and then
beautiful
change
because
my
we have
lighting
to.
because I noticed my videos were like I looked like Casper, right? It was weird. It was
Uh-huh.
blending in this
Uh-huh.
color, and I
Uh-huh.
then I was like, is it my camera? Da 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 da. I do probably need a bit because this is actually my laptop camera. But the reality, because my phone records to me a lot better on laptop, but this is better. It was the lighting problem. I was lighting from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm lighting overhead, and it seems a lot better. Yeah, there's no
Mm-hmm.
blending in from this to me anymore. Yeah,
I, I can even notice how beautiful your prop is now. You're correct. You're not looking like Casper now. You
yeah,
never have to. I mean, really, you never have to look like Casper.
yeah.
So you like my cosmic soul brother that you are. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
leave. I'm gonna leave with
yeah,
that. So I can see what you're talking about your light and everything, but it definitely
yeah.
looks great. It looks
The
beautiful
virtual
now as well.
background was blending in with me, and and
Hmm.
almost causing it just not seem it wasn't right, and it was the lighting.
Hmm.
I was going through all these trying to tweak it right, going through all these what could it be, and then it was the lighting and what
Hmm.
and stuff. But it's good to have you. Part two,
Hmm.
people, I got calls and texts. They really enjoyed your first video, and I got asked when were you gonna come on again? So yeah,
Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored. I give
yeah,
thanks. I give thanks to the ancestors. I give
yeah,
thanks to you for actually us having a meal together.
yeah. So what's going on? What's how you doing? What are you into? I know it's kind of what you're into, but as we build anything that comes on our mind, we're kind of going off the cuff. We're going to be let the energy take its place.
And
We
that's
don't
a
have
beautiful
any
thing.
planned exactly what we're talking about, so we'll just let it go when it goes. So yeah,
You know, thought is cause of it all. So planning is cool. I rather plan and fail to plan, but I still like what you just said. I like to just flow like energy off the cuff,
yeah,
like the wind.
yeah,
Yeah, like air, like oxygen. Yeah.
yeah.
I had
The
to take a deep one on
when
that one.
yeah, right. It's what does it say? The wind bloweth where it willeth. I think
That's
there's
right.
the scripture.
Yeah. So I've been at it. I'm still into esoteric knowledge, and that landed me into what I'm doing in now my currency. I even changed, like we said, code words, right? I know a lot of people when I would say I'm a trader, I'm into the markets, they go, "Ugh," like what is that? I'm like, well, hell, we reside in it.
Hmm.
As simple as that. Um, so I say now I'm just a market observer or market participant.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I did so well. I did $485 this morning before 9 o'clock.
See, there you go. That works.
Hmm. Hmm. And which this is where we can see how things unflow as I go through the pages of time,
Yeah.
history, and
Yeah.
see how all this came into play. And I got a lot of individuals, and I've been saying this to so many. What do you trade, Neo? Oh, I'm into options and futures and equities and bonds. I'm getting into bonds and everything like that, right? Because that's what our
Mhm.
social security numbers are anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in there with it. Why complain about anything? We can make the system work for us.
Right. That's interesting you said that because I had seen that even in the whole alignment of the matrix, right?
Hmm.
They have these wiggle rooms to go through and in and out.
Hmm.
Guess what? You can use those same rooms.
That's right.
You just got to know your
Hmm.
esoteric knowledge to get in those spaces.
Be a key maker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Be that key maker.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so this is what's so beautiful. And I kind of with those that like the digital world,
Yeah.
And I keep saying to him, I said, well, you know what? If I can't put it in my hand, I don't even want to tell, I'm not even going to entertain it.
Yeah.
I can put the dollars in my hand, the doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can even make it do a parlay, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody got enthused, but nobody wants to look back and investigate how things got started.
Yeah.
Because look at it like this. What was this? 2013, 2014, BTC come out,
Yeah.
Tesla
Yeah.
come out. That was the dawn of the new age,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
age of Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
And so for 15 years, it was just Tesla and just BTC.
Yeah.
Now 2020, 2019, 2020, here come 19, 8, 9,000, 10,000 other coins.
Yes.
And there go the floodgates.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Everybody ushering in. And that's called, from my early years when I was in college and studying psychology, that's called predictive programming,
Yeah.
gaslighting,
Yeah.
much like this evasive illness. These inorganic ones are mastering at this. I mean, I gotta give them a little say, I see you. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm trying to open up the world to let them know that, hey, it's more of us than it are them.
Yeah.
So let's come together collectively. And as far as these corporations, you tell here's the key. Collectively, we all get together and we can say this is how we can make some our current on our currency, right?
Yeah.
There's a ABC out there that we don't particularly care for.
Yeah.
Buy up all the shares.
Yeah.
We get 51%, we're controlling interest.
Right. 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 Yeah.
We can fire the CEO and put in our own CEO
Yeah.
and say, look, we're going to stop taking the poison out of the foods here. We're going to stop doing this. This is what we're going to roll out. We're
Yeah.
going to roll out some Shilajit.
Yeah.
We'll roll out some colloidal silver. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's how it sounds simple. And it really is. What did Buffett do?
Right.
He buys up shares of the company and get controlling interest. He just
Yeah.
took over the former way I started my currency was in transportation. Ironically, this is what I did when I was in the military industrial complex.
Yeah.
I was in transportation. Ironically, I come out of civilian, I go into corporate. I see how ugly corporation can be. And look what's going on right now with the layoffs and layoffs and layoffs. They were usually like a Q-tip.
Yeah, there's no there's yeah, the layoffs and the connection, and also with the layoffs is also I made a phone call to the power company today.
Mm-hmm.
I and you know, back in the day, you call somebody, a secretary would answer, a
Mm-hmm.
human, not an AI, but an
Right.
original,
Mm-hmm.
an OG,
Oh, gee. I like that.
or you know, organic person, right?
Yeah.
or,
Right.
or an organic, uh, you know, an organic real one,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From the beginning person, not an AI, not a copy. And they would, you could get that emotional connection to make changes. If something had to be done, they could facilitate that. Where
Mm-hmm.
now they want to walk you through, um, you're talking to somebody overseas
Mm-hmm.
because they've linked it outside, right, to have them be the
Mm-hmm.
call centers
Mm-hmm.
instead
Mm-hmm.
of hiring people within America. You can pay them money.
Ah, it's all about cost.
Yes.
And I had this phenomenon or this mental orgasm. I like to say mental orgasm
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was in I say the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's my early days in transportation.
Yeah.
I noticed that RCA had pulled up anchor and moved out. And being origin in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, like the Memphis and Alkebulan, where the pyramids are. Ironically, they
Yeah.
put a pyramid right there along the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Right.
like, this
Yeah.
is very symbolic here.
You know what's funny is like that area. It's not funny, but I organic. I have
Hmm.
and if you've seen my stuff, pictures and stuff, you probably noticed. I have I have on my mom's side
Hmm.
her mom's bloodline. So my grandma's bloodline has a
Hmm.
Choctaw Indian
Hey, yeah.
connection. And guess where the origination came from? It They live in Oklahoma for a while now, right? That's where they were
Uh-huh.
moved to.
Uh-huh.
Our
Choctaw.
origination of our ancestors are Mississippi on that
I was
side.
about to say it's Choctaw, Mississippi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Very much into that the area right there where I grew up. And I loved that area just like I loved this place here until all these started chemtrails.
yeah,
These corporations, they can't even they have to take some of the products out before they can even sell it over across the border
yeah,
to even sell it in another country. But they get away with murder here. Oh, did I say
yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah. Say my yeah, it's there's countries when I realized how many countries weren't using this chemical sugar that's in
Hmm.
all the dietary substance people think is replacing sugar is
Hmm.
considered a poison toxins in other countries.
It really is. I
Yeah,
was over there for 2 years and I'm heading back there now.
yeah,
This Q3
yeah. You
because
talked about that.
yeah, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But but also too, I'm not anti anything and I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not running from anything either. I just fell in love.
Yeah,
I think last time I said coastal means land and Rica means rich, rich land. And
yeah,
I was literally eating from the land.
yeah. Oh, no doubt. It's I've heard this and you could verify it. I know that you would know this. Some of our listeners may have never heard this. Um, that we know that we have a seventh system. We call it chakra from the Indian,
Hmm.
from Sanskrit. That the
Hmm.
Earth also has that, and they said the movement of it is I've heard before. I can't
Hmm.
totally verify it, but it's been told to me by people I trust their information
Hmm.
to a point, right? That that's where that chakra movement is. It is in the Earth is in that area of Costa Rica and that central areas.
It's near the equator.
Yeah,
And other place we can get to where both equators are located is called Akabulan. Well, Africa. Well, Afri is and Ka is breath. Afri is fire. Ah, free is fire, and then Ka is breath.
okay. Oh
And
wow,
so
that's ether and fire,
that's
right?
it. That's it. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. And so that's in Africa right there. But I know about what was that World War I was how the 13 are they gonna colonize that country?
yeah,
Like we've been colonizing the whole earth, like
yeah,
the Council of Nicaea and
yeah,
all those things. And so return to the source, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So Earth is has that shocking. You're right. Because I heard to say I've been in depth to be able privilege to read and hear the same thing from others as well.
yeah,
So I concur with what you just said.
yeah. And
Hmm.
then it makes sense because we I understand. Like, yeah, Earth's a living Mother Earth is a living
Uh-huh.
with life. How do you know it? Plant a seed.
Well,
If you
this
can't
is
see
the whole
that,
story about Genesis,
yeah, yeah,
the land of Eden, right? This is
yeah,
it, Earth, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And yet, now also what's baffling to me as well too, D-boy, is that how they're convincing others to try to go out of the atmosphere, which they haven't even made out of the atmosphere yet.
mm-mm.
And when they say space,
You're right.
when we talk about space, what was that movie? Asylum?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Asylum? Yeah, with what's the kid name? I just viewed it just
God,
last week.
yeah. God, I haven't seen that
Matt
movie for
Damien.
a while.
Matt Damien.
I bet there's a lot more than I missed because it's been a while since I've seen that.
As a matter of fact, there's a lot more jumped out to me when I just viewed it last week.
Okay, I believe, yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I missed. Okay, okay. That Utopia, and that's what
yeah,
they trashed up this one.
yeah,
like 3M, they need to be really put out of business, really, because I got a report sometime last month, early this month or last month, about the, the chemicals that they use to make this product that they're selling out to the public, to us, the public.
Hmm.
The water they use, they waste, and it doesn't just waste on the mother, it just goes everywhere by via rain. And it's cancer causing.
Mm.
And yet we got these Scythians that come and stop us for a traffic ticket or a stoplight or going too fast or not having a seatbelt on.
Yeah.
And this is happening and nobody is saying shit to them.
Yeah.
Nobody's arresting them. Hell, go get Klaus Schwab. Anybody seen his ass lately?
Oh my God, that's funny you say that. There's two guys that every time I see them, I'm just like, are they real?
I know, right?
And that's Klaus Schwab and George
Uh-huh.
Soros.
Oh, that other individual. Yeah.
I go, are
And you
these
know,
really real people?
Danny, I appreciate you was getting in this conjunction right here because I'm in this space not to be like George Soros.
Yes. No.
I'm in this space just where I can do what I want to do, buy some heirloom seeds and partner with a farmer, like my good friend Dr. Laguda out of Africa, over there in Yoruba land by Nigeria. I
Hmm.
get my natural herb. His father and grandfather were very good friends with Dr. Sabi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he got all that knowledge along with him doing his origin here on this ram. And believe me, he's using it. I've purchased 3 products from him. Matter of fact, I'm getting my 4th shipment from him this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Laguda, I'll source you the information. You can share with everyone as well
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It,
That
it's
sounds
all
good.
it's all natural. It's all natural herbs.
Well,
I'm talking
yeah.
about, yeah, natural herbs. Not This is no chemicals at all.
Yeah.
It came from the mother. He's got acreage of land there, and he husbandry the land.
Yeah. And there ain't
Because,
no mediator trying to between us in that
well,
trying to control it. I mean, they probably have, but
not yet, not yet. But what I did see in other places we call China, um, that part of the globe hired 36,000 agriculture Scythians
yeah.
that raided a farm there in China and hauled them off because they were growing bananas and natural foods and everything. No, you can't do that here. But now,
Mm-mm.
like I said, still more of us than are them, and we cannot, and I shall not live in fear.
Yeah.
And I've been making some jokes about my time in the military industrial complex that I need to call some of the fellas that I served with, some of the men and women that I served with. We need to rally the band up and go do something about these two we just talked about.
Right.
Get some claymores and let's go get our ammunition again. Let's go to war.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we've been there already before for somebody else. We want to go for ourselves now. Shit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the
No,
incentives,
no.
like we said, the incentives damn sure not going. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's the bankers that really run everything.
Yeah.
It's the bankers. And when I got there, because with the billing of and they named it Federal Reserve just to give it some, they really
Like
thought about what should we call
yeah.
it.
They are planners
They
and
really are
they
like
are.
central planners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
they know how
are.
to use names to, like you said, for programming, where it
Hmm.
seems like it's so important.
Hmm.
Where to us, what we know now, instead of saying federal reserves, why don't you just say thieves
Hey, that's it. Crooks. Yeah,
or
thieves.
pirates?
That's right. Pirates. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because
swashbucklers.
like what my mentor, and I've had a lot of mentors in my existence as well. And like the word guru, and those who work with me, I share with them. I said, listen, I want you to know that I'm not a guru, but yet I am.
Yeah,
I am that I am. I'm a guru, but I'm gonna say this to you. I'm looking at you right now, right? You're a
yeah,
guru too.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a guru as well.
The
So,
word seems to it was been given this, like you said, Federal Reserve. Oh, look, propped it up and put some
hmm.
perfume on it, and
and put a big
You're
ass
gonna,
eagle with the two eyes on the two
yeah.
little over the one of the heads or whatever. Yeah.
And then Guru's been given this mindset that you're being used and being preyed upon.
Like operating in the dark and light energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where we really go.
it's not
Mm-mm.
when you get to the real what it means. It has nothing
hmm
to do with that. Actually, it's very positive. And
Because right, like I just started at the beginning of the build, I said, I made like 450, 460. I just say just out for 500, right?
yeah,
My day is done.
yeah,
I'm done for the day. I'm cool. I'm not in here. I'm not greedy. And I
yeah,
don't allow anybody to work with me or get into the space that are greedy. This is about you really not being a serf, being a serf.
yeah.
Yeah, being a serf.
That's heavy that you say that
SRF.
word, because when you were
Mm-hmm.
saying it, I was noticing that word there's something within that word and that frequency and that vibration of greed is
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing to want money, it's one thing to want power,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? It's
That's
one
totally different.
totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And greed it's so bad, it's so beefed up that it needs two e's.
Because and even my family is that way. I got my family, my immediate, the last two of us really from that came through the same womb.
Yeah,
Um, so gun ho about it.
yeah,
And you may think nope, you didn't. Didn't really try.
yeah,
I don't care if I make $500 a week, I'm good.
yeah,
Because my energy, as we say about that power, I'm using this power in here
yeah.
and keeping the flow of life. I was going
Right.
to YMCA here in Des Moines for 3, 4 days a week, but I
Yeah,
just canceled that because I got 80, less than 80 days now.
yeah.
hmm
You're yeah, times it's happening, right? There
It's manifesting.
it's
Yeah, it's
manifesting
manifesting.
right before
Yeah,
your eyes. To now you're
exactly.
even looking at the days of the manifestation beginning, right?
Hmm.
Like entering from one
Room
age to
one,
the other, that cusp of we're entering from Pisces to Aquarius, right in that cusp where
as
we're
you
going
shared
through that
earlier,
portal.
we can go through those rooms just like they did on the Matrix, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can go through those rooms. Like we said, key
yeah,
makers. Yeah, we can enter any room long as we know, as we like to say, esoteric knowledge. And this is why, and even while I was there for the 2 years I was there from 21 to 23, and I didn't know the language, and I barely know it now.
yeah,
But that I got over that phobia about 6, several months being there. But those that were so close to me, family, friends, you don't speak the language. You'll be back in about 6 months. Yeah, if you get in trouble, just go to the embassy. What?
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's all I said. What?
consulate. Yeah, go to the
Yeah, go to the
consulate.
That's the last place I go.
That's the last place I want to go.
That's the last place I go. And so, and you know what, Danny, it was a struggle, but it didn't appear to be a struggle to me because this was not my first time out of the country.
Yeah,
When I was in that military industrial complex, I was in Korea for 2 years, two calendars, two annuals.
yeah.
And I was over in Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines, Guam. Um, what's that one over the Western over there with the Muslims? You know them. You Kuwait.
Okay.
And that was my last one. I'm like, I no, I won't do this. No, I didn't sign up for this. No, no. How much more time I got? You got another year. Okay, okay, thank you. I started manifesting that year on out of there. See ya.
Yeah.
Don't call me. I won't call you all. Then I realized I got 9 service connect disability. Oh, that younger me was thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Here it is. I'm at the stage now where I don't want to really be in the labor markets anymore. Because if one tune into the platforms that talk about this space, like Bloomberg or TD Ameritrade, now Schwab bought TD Ameritrade out, so my account going to be swapped over in 9 days. So everyone, Schwab is going by way of the wayside, just like Sears and Roebuck, just like Zayre, Woolworth. Well, Woolworth still got some kind of function somewhere in the region, but not globally and not nationally.
Okay, I did not
Uh-huh.
really. Okay.
Woolworth still, they still, I was about to say that, and I said, oh, no, no, Woolworth, they still somewhere. I just don't recall where, but they just wasn't in the region. I don't see them too much in the US anymore. Um, so Klaus Schwab is purchased TD Ameritrade 4 years ago, and the transition takes place now. And I'm in the last group of TD Ameritrade traders that is going to be incorporated into Schwab, which I'm excited though, because I thought Schwab was out of the West Coast, out of East Coast, out of Chicago. I mean, out of New York, Wall Street.
Yeah.
Nope, he was out of San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't care for the West Coast because them those are ones that really thinking they just
Yeah.
so sedity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With
And
that
and I would like everyone to listen to you, tune into your show and program as well. If they want to know about the markets, look at this movie called Margin Call. Margin Call.
margin call.
It's very enlightening because they never lose money.
No.
They never lose money.
Or they wouldn't be around that,
They won't
you
be
know,
they would be relevant. No, they wouldn't be
yeah,
relevant.
they wouldn't
But
be around
but
that long.
but now also I want to say as well. Now I've been saying this for a long time as well. We got the power. It's more of us. All we gotta do is just close our wallets, our purses up.
Yeah.
The whole house of cards will come down,
Yeah. I
and we
mean,
tell them.
the
And Bill Carson is
foundation's
saying
not
that.
properly built because it's
No, it's
built
not.
it's a illusionary system.
hmm hmm And I know Billy Carson is. My good friend, she sent me a clip of Billy Carson this morning saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, somebody's got a bigger mic. They said what I've been saying. Okay, cool, great, right on, brother. That's spot on. Like, get that out to the public. Get it out to everybody, so everybody hear it.
Yeah.
I know you got a lovely platform as well. So here we are saying, yeah,
Yeah.
we got the power. We have the power.
I know there's specifically a one person practicing day trade that's comes on here quite a bit. Yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
and he listened to your last video, so
Oh,
he
did he?
was
Okay.
wanting to hear you again. Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And see now, that's another thing as well. What I learned when I got in this paper was my mentor is Daniel Gamble out of Atlanta, Georgia. That's my
yeah,
mentor. Now, Daniel, he teaches, and his passion is helping others learn how to do this.
yeah.
That's his passion because many of them got it confused that came in through that. And I've seen many come through the same program with Daniel as I did, $5,000, right?
Hmm.
And I started in 2018 with Daniel. September, my 53rd gift to myself to learn how to allow my current to earn my currency.
Yeah,
And I never really want to replace a job with another job. So I'm not really a day trader.
yeah,
I'm a swing trader. And I put trades out 3, 6, 9, 12 months out, a year out. Hell, if he let me, if I see one that I can get out to 2027 or 26, I put it out there too.
yeah,
Um, because I don't buy because matter of fact, when one look at time and go look through history or herstory, you'll see how certain fads come along and it because when we talk about the internet, when the internet came out, was rolled out to everyone. Uh Oracle, I think it was Oracle. Yeah, that's gonna be the next biggest thing. Yeah, everybody get like
yeah,
everybody pumping up in the video right now. Yay, the videos got to have,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. 98% of those companies that came out at that time, that's why it was a dot com bubble.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because everybody thought you can just throw anything against the wall and it would stick. And for a short term, so that's what when I got into this space, I started learning even more into history as well about how to work this and how to see things. But really, when I got into my mentor, Clifford Black, start studying etymology, epistemology, ontology, morphology, that
yeah,
helped me in this space.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
No, I
helped
could
me.
see that. Yeah, because there's some markers, and there's something about this, and this is a whole different thing that we hear these words that history always repeats itself, right?
But it doesn't rhyme.
And yeah, and there's nothing new under the sun,
Uh-huh.
right? So you know there's some repetitive things going that by basing what you just did, you put the markers out by learning the herstory, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're seeing these things do repeat themselves
Mm-hmm.
and how to see something and say, well, that's a short term and it'll be gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I even know this. I don't know if you know this. You probably do because you're on this more. That Oracle is moving out of California.
Mm-hmm. Everybody,
Everybody, yeah,
everything,
yeah,
everything, yeah, everybody. And because more of the how we say the migration,
yeah,
California and New York are the biggest two that
yeah,
people are moving out.
yeah,
And Florida saying like, wait a minute. Texas like, wait a minute, hold up. We getting hit
right,
by all fronts. We got to come across the Rio Grande. We got them coming across the borders from east and west and from the north. I know but also too, it's no population control shit going on. From my travels across this country, I was looking like, what population control are they talking about?
yeah. No,
I'm going through Wyoming, I'm going through Colorado, I'm going through Nebraska, I'm going through Idaho,
yeah. And I'm
I'm
telling
going
you,
through
there's
California.
places you could yeah drive through here, and you're
Hmm.
like, how are we overpopulated?
I know, right?
It's the biggest a bunch of
Well, everybody migrated into the
That's it to
city
the
and got
cities.
so sedity. And that's a like Hindu
That's
word for
overcrowded.
power. That's overcrowded.
The
And that's
cities
where
are
your
overcrowded.
power is getting zapped out of your ass.
And me living here in where I live, which not far from Los Angeles and Orange County, I
Hmm.
see it how
Didn't spend a lot of time in there.
when
Spent
you
a lot of
go
time
on
nowhere.
certain times of the day, because if you
Hmm.
start knowing, you realize certain times of the day you're going to get caught in worse traffic, right?
Hmm.
And because it's overcrowded
Hmm.
here, but
Hmm.
everybody, like you said, converge like bees on honey to one spot. But there's all kinds of open land around.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And see, and I'm in Des Moines, and I never thought I would ever see myself here. So you know
yeah,
what? You know how I unfuck myself? Wait a minute. I'm a veteran. Wait a minute. I lost my job because I'm back here. I gotta get it. I gotta separate myself from my mark from the account because it's not I'm not making money. I'm just having to spend it fast, not make it.
yeah,
It's like being in a boat with a hole in it, got a damn bucket.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I had to shore up and get a better boat when I got to enable. And it's not the SS Minnow.
That yeah that's uh yeah we're not with too bad we haven't met the Howells yet. They have a lot of
I know, right?
yeah.
They had a lot of money. Love it, love it, love it. Where are you? Love it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, Gilligan,
And
but it's true.
and this
Is
also too with those of us who've been here, say got here in the 60s, we recall, stay tuned for the next scheduled program.
yeah, and then it goes off
They don't say that
with
no more.
this little map on it of
Uh-huh.
a little bit more towards old map of a that the ancients used, which is a whole
Mm-hmm.
different shape of the earth, but won't totally go into that now. But
Mm-hmm.
you see it, and then you would even see some with the feathers, right, like a
That's
Native
right. That's
American,
right.
and
That's
then you see
right.
another picture of this.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
amazing.
it's 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yes, yes. At every channel back then
Mm-hmm.
at 10 o'clock, that was an
Do
announcement.
you know where your children are?
Yeah,
And then we get into the 70s, and that's another great movie, well, great book as well. Because any movie is from a book.
yeah,
Because this is how I was able to see this invasive sickness come along. I learned about eugenics.
yeah. The script.
Yeah, I learned about eugenics, and
Yeah,
Duxer Haley, or something, I'm gonna pronounce his name, slaughter his name, and that's who that lineage of that Gates guy come through.
yeah,
Margaret Swinger, the rest of
yeah,
them. Planned childhood. That was planned childhood. That was destroying children.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was that
Opposite.
about. So that really helps us see now and see the future as well.
Yeah,
Remote viewing, I think that's what Nixon them called it. That they had somebody that was remote viewing,
yeah.
and so and that's what I do. I do a lot of
There's
charting.
some good studies that came out by certain people.
Mm-hmm.
with remote viewing and really testing going that they were having these experience and actually monitoring them in their sleep
Mm-hmm.
and what they were doing. And yeah, it was actually in the 70s, 60s, and
Mm-hmm.
really took off in the 70s to early 80s.
And also, what was that they were testing? Of course, that C, that I, and the A, um, they got a hold to it, and they started really just experimenting with it and going off to propaganda, which
Yeah.
that's Sigmund Freud's nephew, Edward Benet.
Okay.
This is why we eat eggs and bacon for breakfast. This is why women started smoking.
Predictive programming.
Yep. Everybody knew because he was Sigmund Freud's nephew, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the tobacco industry wanted to make more money, oh, greedy bastards. They wanted to make more money. They were already making millions, right? They wanted more. So
Yeah.
they,
The greed.
somebody that worked there said, well, I met this guy, Eric Benet. Well, bring him in. Eric Benet came in, oh, yeah, what you think? Oh, well, we like to make more money. Oh, that's no problem. He was able to know what was going on around time that could create more income for that corporation. It was 1916. The women's right was going on at that time. Eric Benet came out of that office, told me to take $1 million, and that was in 1916. $1 million, a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
extreme lot of money. Eric Benet bought a pack of cigarettes, got the vanguards, the debutantes of the women's rights movement in that area where they were, like in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Had those four women to just pay them $100 each, just say $100 each to have them to smoke a cigarette. He paid them $100. Oh, well, that's no problem. We make $100. Hey, what you think? Yeah, 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 yeah. They fired him. He had a reporter. I mean, not a reporter, but a photographer. He told me give him another 100 if they just take a picture. Oh, that's $200. Okay. And the picture snapped, ran that picture throughout the papers in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Tobacco company sales went like this.
Yeah.
Cancer came up like this too.
Is that when they started putting filter? When did they start putting filters at that time?
In 1916, I'm not sure, but I know they got some big cases because that was the biggest lawsuit in the 80s right there was the tobacco industry.
Yeah. I'm just wondering when the filters came out because I know the filters have a lot to do with that.
And also now I want people to be more mindful about it as well too. I did see that. Oh, the state that I arrived in, Tennessee, the lawmakers there, so-called lawmakers, were litigating about having food labeled that has vaccine in it. I'm like, they litigating about this? It should be labeled. What about just not sold at all?
Yeah.
Well, good old University of Berkeley in California.
That's such a wholesome university over there in the West
It
Coast.
really is. Already have found out how they can vaccine the lettuce and the tomato.
Yeah.
And the tobacco company have already figured out how they can vaccine the tobacco,
Yeah.
mRNA.
Yeah.
So for those out there that hear us talking, you might want to think about where you're getting your food from. You might want to think about what you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah.
Put guards at the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, put guards at the portal because we, like I said, these central planners, they be planning. They do. They
Yeah.
do. They do. And so,
And
um,
you are what you eat.
that's right. And
Yeah.
they've been telling that for ages,
Yeah.
ages. And that's why I said Dr. Laguda, which he's not medical, he's like Dr. Sabi
Yeah.
and his grandfather and his father through that lineage. And he cooks up. If you got any kind of AIDS or you got you got that can come out too.
Yeah.
That might need a lot of help though, because that's some tough shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
mm,
it's yeah, it's amazing the reality of the that we live in, right? With the yeah.
hmm
Um Definitely, I look at the book of Revelations, which we is
oh,
happening now, right?
hmm
This is kind
hmm
of what that's is kind of the what's happening with the playbook, right? In the age. changing of an age. It's called the Book of Revelations because it's revealing to us that are asleep.
Hmm.
Wake up,
Hello.
wake up.
You're not in Nancy, you're not in Kansas, Dorothy. You're not in
Yeah,
Kansas. Wake
that's
up.
right.
And that's where, speaking of Kansas, that's where the Spanish flu came from. Leavenworth, Kansas.
Mm,
Just like this evasive sickness was Chapel Hill.
yeah,
How did it wind up in
North
China?
Carolina.
How did it wind up in China? So it's all,
Yeah,
don't look over here. No, don't look over there. Look over here.
smoke and mirrors.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Always, yeah, always trying to do the magic with a C instead of a K.
And I had a young lady I was dating at that time. Her name was Cheryl. And I haven't been with anybody since Cheryl. And I'm really not been with anybody right now too, because I don't want anybody that been,
Yeah.
oh no, that's STD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense. That's something that people, yeah, it's just,
Hmm.
we definitely have to be in guard on every aspect of our life. And it's definitely made difficult, right? With
Hmm.
uh, finances now. And when he's talking about it, is producing finances from making right good decisions. It will challenge your mental to make good decisions. It will challenge your study habits to know what you're doing. Like what Neo's doing. He's turned into Neo on this one, right? He's
That's
gone to
right.
that next level
That's
of
right.
and finding out what you can do to do that. Because I mean, 99 cent store people's they're closing them down.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have them over where you're at.
What's that?
99 cent stores.
Not,
No,
not,
probably
no,
out
I've
here.
really been around.
Yeah,
They're around somewhere, but I haven't really been around. I haven't been around. And I want to say it now as I unfuck myself, being here in Iowa, this is not where I wanted to be, but it was where I needed to be. I've got more done in one calendar year here in the
yeah,
one hour than I could anywhere inside of the 50 states. 149 technically.
yeah.
Yeah, because the other one's across the Pacific.
Right, right. Yeah,
And so
definitely. It makes
the,
sense because I
mhm,
know it's funny because when you look at the political, and as we know, there's two sides to one bird.
mhm,
But if it was legit in the people, and I
mhm.
seen it within the people, the ones who supported my rights were not the left. Me
That's right.
personal, it was the
That's right.
right.
Hmm.
And I'm talking about the people because the
Hmm.
people are the power. If they
That's right.
can come out of the predictive programming, let those scales fall and do the
And
work on themselves.
we got to
And
sleep. Exactly.
and where you're at is one of the most. I remember that was 1959 election. There somebody in Iowa
Hmm.
put up a sign. Do you remember the sign? In
Hmm.
1959, they put up a sign in the Iowa delegation or the Iowa,
Our caucus. Uh-huh.
yeah, caucus. And the sign said, the only good commie is a dead one.
I heard somebody mention that, but I guess I saw, but I
And
did
it's
hear
from
somebody say
Iowa.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibe here is really cool.
Yeah.
Because I had a job here when I was working. I had two. One was in my old profession,
Yeah.
transportation. It was at TMC.
Yeah.
And I said, damn. I got to work. I logged into the computer and logged in, and they said I was slow. They used I was slow. I'm like, yeah, this shit going kind of fast. And my grandpa used to
Yeah.
always tell me, grandson, don't get caught up in the way of this world. You're just passing through.
Yeah.
And I just needed some income anyway, because like I mentioned earlier, I tethered myself from my account. And I was making $800 a week, but I
Yeah.
started working from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Now, when I first returned back from the South Americas, I landed in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was with my brother there in Bellevue. And I was trying to get me a job online so I can stay in, do the markets, right? Or allow my currency. Like little underdog, whatever. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, get a real job.
Yeah.
And so now he almost give anything for me to have a conversation with him, but
Yeah.
I choose not to.
Yeah.
Vibe is totally different.
Yeah.
The energy is totally different.
No, I could see that and feel that. That would be a place that definitely would protect your independence and rights as the people. The mindset is right. Most
Hmm.
of these states that are, even though we know it, who the tops are, correlating all of it, the people in this seems to be in the red state are going to support your freedoms more than. I mean, I've seen this in manifest, especially the last 4 years.
Yeah, because I was in Nebraska here when the commander of the Republic,
Yeah,
I think that's Biden or the bid,
yeah,
um, tried to come out to the gun rights, right?
yeah,
One of these other states is shooting or whatever. And I felt here there in Nebraska, and I started looking on the line. You were spot on. The red state was saying, look, even the state trooper, the sheriff department said, no, we're not going after our people's guns.
yeah,
It ain't enough for us to patrol every goddamn way. They get every yeah, their rights, but no, 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 no,
yeah,
we're not with that one. Even the governors were saying no, no,
yeah.
no.
No,
And
it makes it make we see it make it's almost like this makes total sense, right?
hmm hmm
And then in the political realm, it totally makes total sense. But since we live in an unbalanced society, this is a little theory I have,
uh-huh, uh-huh.
and I'm beginning to see this reality a little different the last 6 or 7 months,
Oh,
almost like a simulation. Hmm.
yeah, we
Uh,
are, we are,
yeah,
we truly
right.
are. And I also want to add with this as well. Family, let your local wannabe leaders know. Do not allow the who gain our sovereignty where you reside at. Because these, what we call these central planners, whatnot, the who,
Yeah,
they want to get the sole proprietary power
yeah,
to say that there's a pandemic over somewhere. And if they get that kind of power, that kind of juice, this is kind of why I'm saying I'm going where I'm going.
yeah. It makes definitely sense, right? That even you have more power over local than you do Fed.
Hmm.
You can
And,
actually,
and you can wield that power at, like, look, self-evident what just took place, a global
yeah,
fucking shutdown.
yeah. I was looking at that, but here's what I was seeing.
Hmm.
Since everything in this reality never is like a pendulum, the
Hmm.
left so far
Oh,
left now.
Food Dog Pendulum. That's a great book.
Yeah,
Food Dog Pendulum. Yeah.
that we're so far left. The Democrats are no longer, or the liberals are no longer left of center, right?
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
so far left, it's like total communism,
Hmm. Hmm.
socialism. But since we have a pendulum swing that never goes into the center of what's good for everybody in this reality,
Hmm.
what if it goes bing, and now we're at a right Fourth Reich? We go so far
Ooh,
right, we're at the Fourth
now we
Reich.
got a swastika.
Yeah, or a Christian Reich or something, right?
Oh, now don't come with that crucifixion.
Because when I look at what's happening, they open the borders.
Hmm. Oh, yeah.
Then you have people come in,
Hmm.
and then the Muslim start stuff, or that's what we've been told. We
Hmm.
have infrastructure.
Hmm.
Trump takes over, gets things right. Common
Hmm.
sense is back in, right, on
Hmm.
this level.
Hmm.
And now it's this, but everything's gone so far right because it goes hand in hand what's happening in Israel.
Hmm. Oh, they made some, no, the Democrat and Republican on October 6th of 2023 bank.
Yeah,
Republicans were into cybersecurity and what have you, defense. The Democrats were into some sector, but that pendulum was perpendicular
yeah,
because they both made, but it was much like this so-called Black Lives Matter when every
yeah.
life matter.
Right. What's a psyop?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so they made so much bank on that. And I did too as well.
yeah. They and you know what's funny is because the ones who ran it gave
Uh-huh.
the ones who started it the foundation, right? Those three women
Uh-huh.
were all LGBTQ,
Hmm.
and that's who got the money. But the so-called black communities got no help,
That's right. And that's what I
no
tell
change.
people. That's what I tell people. What look at the word black is BLC,
Yeah,
BLAC block.
yeah,
And that means beautiful.
yeah,
And everybody look at history and learn Johann Blumenbach, they realize that's how we got this thing called color.
yeah,
And it was my grandfather that got a hold of me when I was 5. Somebody called you what? You have your crayons with you, grandson? I sure do. Well, go get them. And my grandfather was 70 some years older than me.
yeah.
Now that's God talking for
Right,
real.
right.
'Cause ooh. He told me to go get my crayons, throw my crayons out, my crayons. And I threw my crayons on the floor and I named them. And he said, wait a minute, hold up. You skipped one. What color is that, grandson? I think it's white, Dad. Well, that's a color too, isn't it? So next time somebody call you color, you tell them they colored as well.
Yeah,
Don't you let nobody, don't you go around here, hold your head up, grandson. Don't you never hold your head down to nobody.
yeah,
And I was able to see at my grandfather's farm because my grandfather was a farmer, blacksmith, moonshiner.
yeah,
Oh, I got loaded up there. I used to
yeah,
get
yeah.
up.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say he's going full bore trifecta
uh-huh.
entrepreneur.
One living on 180 acres, 180 acres of land in Fayette County, Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
when your neighbor was way over here.
Yeah, that reminds me. I got a cousin that lives way up north toward the Oregon border, and what's the name of
Hmm.
that town in that area, which is a lot of country, right?
Hmm.
And he says, if you can't go out in your front lawn, he goes, cousin, if you can't go out in your front yard and pee, your
Hmm.
neighbors are too close.
I had my brother's sister that was like that. They moved and I said, "How you doing, sister? How you doing? How you doing?" I don't know. I ain't doing too well. I ain't doing too well, brother. I said, "What's wrong?" Well, I can't go out in the backyard and smoke a joint no more. I said, "Oh, yeah, God so sedity, you move from where you were. You've been listening to my crazy ass brother. You should stay just where you were."
Yeah.
Said, listen, because she didn't know how to drive, and he wouldn't even teach her how to drive.
Mm.
He had that kind of domination in him, that kind of
Yeah.
energy.
Being
But
control, huh?
but now he was stepping out. He had this Italian young lady, and by the time I got wind of it, he was with AIDS.
Yeah.
And I don't care who or where, why, whatever. I don't think he was like that either, or like the same sex. I said that because I
Yeah.
don't knock anybody. I got a cousin the same way, and I love my cousin. Anybody say something about him, I'm gonna kick their ass,
Yeah.
really, because he's my cousin. I
Yeah.
can't knock him. So you don't let somebody else knock him? No. But my brother got to where his body started shutting down. His internal organs started giving up on him. The chakras we were talking about earlier
Yeah.
started acting up because he wasn't taking care of the guards at the gate.
Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier about with me being single, I'm perfectly happy. But I do want companion, but just I got terms.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what color. I don't care what language. I don't care
Yeah.
what I don't care what from. Just
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have that, we can communicate. Now we can sit down and study and meditate and
Yeah.
eat some juice
And I'm
and
sure
natural
that's
food.
what you would want, somebody that is definitely more on a spiritual tip, awaken. Yeah.
They either got to be on that level or seeking to come arrive to that level
Yeah.
because the God is an observer, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was a good one. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. The God is an observer because they got all the power.
Yeah. I was looking at how like you talk about her story, his story, how
Mm-hmm.
back in how back at a time that when you would see these goddesses, they would always have like these lions, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
These lions would be their dogs or pets, right,
Mm-hmm.
around
Right.
them, like
That's right.
protector. And then when you look later, you see these things, these stories of men killing lions with their own bare hands, right?
The Greeks.
Yeah, and even and Daniel did it too,
Uh-huh.
right? In the
Uh-huh.
story with
Uh-huh.
Daniel, right? And
Uh-huh.
there's some even more older stories that even has that. And they
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, they're show power. It's really showing that they broke. the patriarch broke the matriarch because the lion what the lion represented to the matriarch, and I
That's
was like,
right.
that makes sense.
I was
Or
just looking at some Greek mythology yesterday.
yeah,
Well, the day before this one. Yeah.
have you seen the video I put out about Apollos Coronis? And
Yeah.
I
You,
tied
you
it into
you
the
did
Book of Revelation.
yeah, you did that one a little while back.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and Clayton was on top, man. You and Clayton was really sharp. I like that brother. And I realized
he's
I had to look up Clayton. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, he did play football. He sure did.
yeah,
But now he's no more longer gladiator. He's a
yeah,
spiritual
yeah,
individual. Hey, I got the energy.
yeah.
I was using
And
my
he
energy to run up down there and using it to running somebody like a gladiator. Not anymore.
now, and if you listen to when we were talking, I don't know if
Mhm.
you've heard the one video.
I did
His
I thought the first one, the second one I saw
popped
today.
up today. The was released
Hmm.
today. The second one.
Hmm.
If I just noticed that his football talk is not, he's not talking about football.
No.
Yeah, and that's when I was thinking this man has really put his ego. You could tell he's went through stuff to grow, and his ego's not
Hmm.
pushing anything. He's talked about spiritual, the waking growth, what's
Correct.
happened in his experience, not about football.
That's right. And
Unless he tells you about how when he had those aha focused in the zone moments, and that's the only time he mentioned it.
exactly. And
Yeah,
I meant like mental orgasm right there, when you get
yeah.
that abracadabra speaking into existence.
And I'm gonna tell you the group of people I put on so far.
Hmm.
Um, the other
Reiki,
two
the
enhance.
Reiki, the Reiki healer, the healer.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
Dina.
yeah.
They're all willing, and she really liked you because
Uh-huh.
she got a lot of wisdom what you're saying. They
Okay.
want to all come on together.
Outstanding.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's make a tribe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Let's go
And
back
I
to
go,
what
yeah,
I
we could
was.
do that.
Let's
Yeah,
go back to where we were in the Algerian lifestyle
yeah,
for centuries before we got so damn smart and turned into the hydrocarbon lifestyle for 1,000 years.
yeah,
Now we got so damn smart. Now we turned into we've been replicating ourselves for so long. Now we going externally and replicating ourselves
yeah,
through digitally through some machine.
yeah. Wow, it stuck to me when you said that. You know how when you copy a file,
Oh yeah.
and I
Like
was
click,
seeing
click,
that.
click, 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 click,
Yeah, and
click.
I was
Yeah.
seeing when you were saying that, like that repeating and that copying, and it's like you have the original file, and then you make multiple copies, one copy, or if you want to go multiple, it's
Hmm.
never going to be named the original because you have to rename it.
That's right. You had to
And I was
rename
like,
that.
wow.
And
When you were saying that, it was just kind of said, wow, that's like that.
hmm
That's why it's easy to. AI has been around so long,
that's right.
and
And
I'm
it's go
believing to believe that's really what this is functioning on is an AI. And I mean, our ancestors discovered AI, and then this is why you see what's going on in history always repeating itself because common sense don't tell me history. We learn from history and change it
that's
unless
right.
it's a program.
Hey, now you got to rewrite a program or edit
Yeah,
a program. Yeah.
yeah,
That goes to that copying the files you're talking about.
and the reset because remember Klaus Schwab reset, and then I said, oh
Hmm.
God, we're not doing your. Is it because it's a program? It's
And
getting
for
ready to reset.
but for a while there, when I read his book, The Reset, The Great Reset, and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, I was like doomed. I was like, we all fucked. Literally, we all fucked. If this motherfucker pull off what he's trying to pull off,
Yeah,
nobody is safe.
yeah,
But then as I had to relearn again, get that energy out of you. Cause I was around here like talking like him. Hey family, y'all know about crosswalk? He's gonna fuck everybody. Look, everybody gonna get this and gonna eat bugs and shit. We fucked.
yeah,
I was really saying that. And so, but then as time progressed, I realized that in this caste system that we find ourselves in,
yeah,
even the ones that are like up by the one percenters, they just below the one percenters, they all started bitching and complaining.
yeah. It was funny because I was watching on YouTube. There's this
Hmm.
guy that it popped up. I listen to a lot of times. I like to hear his takes, even though it's not
Hmm.
the depth of spiritual, but he's real. His name is Coach JB, and he'll
Okay.
tell you about and he sat up there on the show yesterday and
Hmm.
talked about stuff we would not see 2 years ago. This
Right.
was tinfoil hat stuff he talked about, which would be considered,
Uh-huh.
and he's acting like it's normal. Yeah, they're seeding the clouds over here in California, and that's where we're getting this weird weather. And he's
Uh-huh.
saying, and he says, you think he had a guest on. He said, you think this is organized? What's going on with these campuses?
Hmm.
And he went into how they were organizing it and who was paying George Soros, the military.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is stuff that wouldn't be said on these shows before. Joe Rogan and Coach Steve.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And also by being a market observer, as I mentioned now, I'm no longer a trader or an investor, I'm a
yeah,
market observer. I do my bill every weekend because when the market's closed, when I do my work. When the
yeah,
market is open, I'm sitting back and just close, add on to that position, close this position, add on. I'm
yeah,
sitting back, I'm just letting it in. But now on Friday, when the market closed, that's when I go to work
yeah. For the next week.
for the next week.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's almost like
Mhm.
what you're doing is almost like a cut and paste if you've used it in computer terms, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I learn about the expected move and I stay within that expected move. And I got this from my mentor.
yeah,
This is what Wall Street does it. If you're going to be in this space, you got to think like Wall Street.
yeah. I mean, they're in a. It's almost like
Those are the nice
use.
Templars.
Yeah,
Those are the bankers. Yeah.
the portal, and they're
Hmm.
in the space. You have
Hmm.
access to that space too.
You can go to that, you got that key,
All
you
the
go there.
loopholes
Boom.
are available for us too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
And so, because this space been started in 1794.
yeah. And it's amazing. I really dive deep on the Knights Templar, and even when the
Mm.
Catholic Church was
Oh.
what they did to them. But then I
Mm. Oh
even
yeah.
went
February
what they went
13th.
in. Yeah, they went
Yeah.
into spaces that were very much a lot of occult knowledge, right?
Hmm.
Of how the energy works and all that. And I was like, man, they were really. It's amazing how some of these groups and then use it in ways that we would not call
In a way
beneficial.
to use us.
Power,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. But then when I would see it, it's like I've been really kind of deep diving on different histories, different cultures, and seeing how
Hmm.
these things were, with this occultic knowledge hidden, right? And stuff
Mm.
starts making sense. I understand why it's been hidden
Hmm.
because you can't just tell anybody. The problem when somebody gets the hands on it, you wanted to hide it from, they
Hmm.
can misuse it and abuse it, which I kind of we see that's what's happened. But also, I was looking at the fact that there's been times the Gnostics use this for hidden knowledge to hide
Hmm.
it so they would not be destroyed by the Catholic Church writing books and hiding them,
Hmm.
digging them
Hmm.
and hiding them because they
Hmm.
knew who was after them with what their knowledge.
That goddamn Constantine was a motherfucker. I go and
Yeah,
say
let's be
it.
honest. Yeah,
That Constantine was real.
yeah,
And I know what motherfucker means, right? Let's go here esoterically. Mother, matter, mother.
yeah,
Mutter, mother, matter. Well, matter, mutter, mother. There we
yeah,
go. That's the proper terminology, how it came from the mother. And
yeah,
fucker is not even a bad word because the only bad word I know is a word I do not know.
yeah,
Now, that's a bad word if I don't know it.
yeah.
So when so you said a bad word, well, I know what I just said. So no, it's not a bad word.
It's
I just said
actually,
fucker, right? So it's fook. So
yeah,
you put them two together, you got someone destroying the natural order of existence.
yeah,
So, as I like to say, when I observe this, let my currency,
yeah,
I pay attention to what they're saying.
yeah,
Build back better. That was a narrative for 2020.
yeah.
Build back better. Now, what are they saying?
Right.
Damn, think, Neo. Think. What are they saying? Wait a minute, Neo. Look back. Think back. Think back. Oh, you're in construction with your papa. Yep, I was in construction. Your father had a contractor, him and Hallie and the Duke boys and whatnot. Yep, they were builders. So they would buy land. Oh, they would destroy the land to make subdivisions. Build back better. Oh, goddamn, this is what something to get fucked up here. Because these motherfuckers saying build back better, somebody's been getting fucked off. Somebody's gonna get fucked up. While they till they build it back better.
Because, like you said, if
There's new society.
somebody's losing, somebody's winning.
Uh-huh. And there's
Somebody's winning,
duality.
somebody's losing.
And there's duality.
Yeah,
And
that
so
that makes sense.
well, as we said at the beginning of our build here, this is what I love about this space right here because I learned in Daniel class one day when Daniel said, "Y'all know I got some partner of mine that have been studying with me for 20 years, and they don't trade but like 6 times a year." And I said, 6 times a year, damn, they whales. They just put big money down. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I want to become. Damn, doing it every day.
Right.
I want to live life.
Yeah.
Now, where I'm at right now, after my 6 year, this is my 6 year this September 7th. This is my 6th year. Six is very pivotal.
Yeah.
And so now I'm really just hitting my stride. And as I say now, just I can make $400 a day. But now also growing up working with my God, my papa, I learned early on in life, son, there's gonna be some weeks you work out here and work 5 days, 6 days, and you might make $100. Gonna be some times you work out here a day and you might make 5,000.
Yeah.
So what that means, son? I don't know. That means you better know what you're doing with your money.
Yeah.
And he taught me the difference between an ant and a grasshopper.
Yeah.
He's very metaphoric, and but
Right.
also
That's
to my
totally
father.
metaphor.
My father arrived in the 30s.
Yeah.
My mother, she arrived in the 40s. And when I met my mentor, Clifford Black, I started looking back over time so I could kind of see how behavior is being modified.
Yeah. That's one thing you could do. What you're saying when you look at those timelines, those decades, and you
Hmm.
live a little longer and have experienced them, and then have some knowledge about the ones before you, because you got the lifeline, like you said. You got mom, dad, great
Hmm. Hmm.
grandparents. You have
Hmm.
timeline connections,
That's
right?
right.
And the DNA and your family, and then you start seeing these. I remember my grandfather, and he would have this conversation back in the early '70s with other men that were
Hmm.
visiting. And I'm like a 10 year old boy.
Right.
I'm listening to everything they're talking about. I may not really comprehend it at that time.
Oh
Oh,
no, we were just nine,
yeah,
8 years
I'm
old.
just listening, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And he said this multiple times in the conversations with the adults. They're going to destroy California.
Mm,
He goes, they're going to ruin. His word was from Oklahoma was they're going to
mm,
ruin California. you know,
Yeah, California IA. That's right.
yeah,
That's
California.
right.
Yeah,
IA. That's right.
they're
Uh,
they're gonna ruin it. And
well,
then I look at it now and I go, wow.
what does energy haven't created that was worth anything in this round? That energy right there just is a destroyer. And they were trying to show that on Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It really.
Oppenheimer, I became the destroyer of planets.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? There's this show on Amazon Prime called Man on the High Castle.
Not yet. Not yet.
Actually a series. It's been on multiple seasons.
Okay. Let me write
You,
this down. Men of the High Castle?
man, like one man,
Man.
man on the
Okay.
high castle. And it starts a little slow, but you just kind of have to bear with it because there's a story to it.
Hmm.
And the foundation of the story is what if the other side won World War II? And that's the premise of the whole show.
What was that you just said? What is the world?
What if
One
the
half the
other
world?
sides that we've been told were the losers were actually the winners?
Oh yeah.
And it shows like the West Coast being Japanese ran and the East
Hmm.
Coast being Nazi ran.
Hmm.
And then in the middle, they had this, it was called the neutral zone, the mid
Mm.
states, right? The ones that
Hmm.
were more conservative, right? That's kind of what the
Hmm.
outline of our country's liberal left, liberal right. Coasts are all
Hmm.
liberal: Washington, Oregon, California,
Hmm.
Pukey, New York. Some of these
Hmm.
states, it's really got, it's really liberal. As you can see, both states are having suffering with the open borders and all the laws and all that. But
Well, they're
in the
not
show,
suffering, like you said, it's planned.
yeah, it's planned, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and some of the, like I was saying, some of the laws here in California are ridiculously plan cost of living. There is no middle class here anymore.
Hmm.
There, it's rich and poor here. If you're not rich, you're poor. There's no more middle ground here.
That was really what this whole evasive sickness was created for as well.
Yeah,
The destruction of middle class.
yeah,
I was just listening to, I'm gonna share this video with you that Kim Croissant. And even in this space, being in the market observer, I see quite a few esoteric people,
yeah.
like Brent Johnson, the milkshake theory. He did a milkshake theory. And when I listened to Brent Johnson about maybe 3, 4 years ago, he said he got that from the milkshake theory. He got that from There Will Be Blood. That
Mm,
Daniel Day-Lewis, There Will Be Blood.
yeah,
I'll drink your milkshake.
yeah.
You ain't getting
Wow.
shit. I will
Yeah,
drill
that
a
makes sense.
line under your property and take all your damn oil.
Yeah,
I said, damn.
it's like Mother Earth's blood, or almost
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
or fluid, right?
And see, they called them kind of people visionary. They were able to see the future because they knew that it was coming atomic, right?
Yeah,
Automatic, automobile,
yeah.
eh,
Auto.
auto.
Wow.
Hmm. And our ancestors saw the mottos. Ooh, that's a work of the devil. I ain't
Mm-mm.
no, no, I'm getting out of that. No, 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 no. And just like with where we are now, it's the same thing with the goddamn crypto.
Yeah,
And people need to look up the Bank International Settlement. They will stop with this crypto.
yeah, yeah,
Trade the
yeah.
doll. Trade the doll. Don't trade that digital shit. You can't put it in your hand. And if the power goes out, you're fucked.
Yeah. It's all
Literally.
connected to the grid.
Exactly.
It's
So,
actually a digital illusion.
mhm. So I'm getting into the doll, other currencies, palladium, gold, silver, you name it.
Yeah.
I'm not trading that. I'm
Something
buying
you can
that.
hold. Yeah, because that.
I'm buying that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
buying that. And I'm gonna do like my ancestors did. When I get where I'm going, I'm gonna dig me some holes in some mason jars and put them in the ground.
yeah.
I should
Right.
say mine said our ancestors did 'cause that was a global thing right there. Yeah,
Yeah, they did. That was to hide it. I
yeah.
was looking at how the Gnostics were, what they were
Hmm.
doing to hide that sacred knowledge, because they
The
were
knowledge, the
Gnostics,
book. That's
because
right.
they were knowers. The Gnostic means
Hmm.
knower,
That's
right?
right. That's right. That's
And
what
they were trying
Gnostic
to hide.
means.
They knew that, like you said, Constantine was after them.
Hmm. Hmm. February 13th.
Yeah,
After they pillaged all that form. Matter of fact, like the Spaniards and the Portuguese,
yeah,
unbeknownst of the Catholic Church, the line of
yeah,
demarcation,
yeah,
when they just pillaged the Portuguese got the west, Spanish got the east.
yeah,
Because that's why you got Philippine for King Philip.
yeah. Wow. And that's
And
the only country in that region that's under that, right? That went
mhm,
completely where they're Catholic, because the other ones are still kind of Buddhist, and still, the Thailand, and yeah,
yeah, well, they
politically they've been hijacked already,
well,
probably most
I
likely.
gonna say
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Because matter of fact, with what was his name? He's still out here. Damn, that goes to show how much attention I pay to this Hollywood. But I do catch a good movie, like I like a good book.
yeah.
Um,
You might like that Man on the High Castle. It just kind of reminds me. I almost wonder if this is kind of what's happening. The plan is
mhm,
you may need to live here. You may need to live in a place that's that would be like the Midgard, or the center, like in that story. It's called the
mhm.
neutral zone, and that was the center place. So it
Okay.
wasn't west and wasn't
Mhm.
east.
I most definitely, I took time to write it down, so you got my attention. That's for
Yeah.
sure. If I write it down, that struck a nerve.
And I thought that when I was watching it, the Man on the High Castle was the one
Hmm.
that was running the problem, but he's actually the one trying to flip everything. to
Oh.
make, to tell the truth of what really happened
Hmm.
through this process. What, because the people forgot what America, in the story as it goes on, people don't remember what it was like, here
That's right.
before. Yeah.
And that's
And
what we're going to see more of because that's what Book of Eli was telling us.
yeah, it was very similar to that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I think about the Book of Eli. It's kind of slow at first, so you have to be, but it's
Hmm.
powerful.
And the kid I was trying to think about, the kid that played Mission Impossible. I couldn't pull up his name.
Tom Cruise.
There you go, Tom Cruise. He was in that movie with Morgan Freeman, and he was a repair. This is futuristic. He would repair the drones, and he lived up in a high rise, like up in the other galaxy place. Everything was kind of desolated, the land, and the drone went down. He was talking to the would be girlfriend. And he found out that she was just an illusion,
Yeah.
that he
Wow.
went out and fell
Maya.
with her. Yeah. And so, but then, and Morgan Freeman set it up so they could kidnap him and help him come back to reality. And he had really came to himself to realize that he was in love with one of the ladies that was with Morgan Freeman's group, where they were all into isolated from this digital thing. They came into the tunnels and the cave and or the cave, whatever, and they were very much building something so that they could get something up to that damn drone up there and turn everything back around.
Oblivion.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I
I
was
actually heard
descriptive.
that because I had my little angel on my right ear. Or heard,
Oh
and
wow,
she.
you're fortunate. You're very fortunate.
Because
Oh, you see me being by myself. I
she's
can't think
she's
of
getting
nothing,
into
right?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. My
That's
wife is
it.
my wife's Filipino, so she, yeah. So that, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. She's a creator
Yeah.
because those titles, we don't wear those titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen pictures of you all, and I think you got a good cosmic looking family. I think you guys are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause we've been talking for a while, Dan, and you've not been talking for
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Were
So,
you in we were both in Secret Energy at certain times, right? Or
uh-huh.
at the same time, because I remember being on Friday nights, and I
Yeah.
came on the screen because I talked to Seven a couple times.
Uh-huh.
Do you
Because
remember that? Were you there then?
oh yeah, because I met Seven in 2014,
That's about the same
2013,
time I
2013.
discovered
Yeah,
him. Actually,
2013. Uh-huh.
that's about the same time I discovered him
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know him. He popped on the screen with Jordan Maxwell, Santos Bonacci, and
Uh-huh.
there's one time they three were together, and there was maybe
Right.
somebody else, but I know it was Santos. I want to say Jordan, but I'm not sure. But I think no,
But
it
I know
wasn't Jordan.
I know he's still a lot. Well, that's one thing I like about Seven. He sources information.
Yeah,
He sources work. And we can tell those who've been around when we just mentioned about the Goddess and Observer.
yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
that Friday night. That was powerful. I even remember when you said it, I could see the visual picture he used
Uh-huh.
with the lion. Right, the lion was there too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. That's right. And it
yeah,
had the line. Yeah, because the man took it and put it on an apron on with a
yeah,
line on it. Yeah.
yeah. Which would be a Mason, right?
Uh-huh. And I grew up and became one of those.
Yeah,
And that rocked my brain. I'm going up to be in the Shriners, right?
yeah,
Building those houses. I go into the temple and I see two columns, two pillars. One had the Bible, the book. Other one had the other book, the Quran and the Holy Bible.
yeah.
Well, but I kissed this and what we're doing. My brain just went. And then you notice the symbols were all
Yeah,
Egyptian, Egyptian
yeah,
symbols with
yeah,
the sword and the sun and like
yeah.
Pharaoh, what have you. Yeah. And I got to thinking, I'm like,
I think even Anubis, right?
Anubis, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. And so I'm like, this is some crazy shit. I don't be a part of this shit right here.
The
A secret,
symbology is
right? It's
strong,
a
right?
secret. It's a secret. And where is the woman at? It's always got to be a man when the woman open up the Eastern stars.
Yeah.
Then I got on down and deep in that. Wait a minute. I think we all come to the womb. Why are we opening up for them? They should be opening up for us.
It
I
was
think
it.
that's how we get here. The womb got to be open for us to get here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly.
If it don't come through the womb, it's inorganic.
Yeah. it's the hijack of the patriarch, right? It's
And
the
also, yes.
because many of those early dynasties in even Egypt were the ones that were more queen or the queen or her story, and then through I forgot what dynasty you started seeing the patriarch take over.
And I like what I said, because before time became time, it was dynasties.
Yeah,
And BC, then came BC and AD, Anno Domino, before the
yeah,
Christian
the
era.
calendar, yeah, the
Uh-huh.
calendar,
And you took me there when you said dynasties as well, because I started learning that with my mentor, Clifford Black.
yeah.
I moved in with him and his wife, like Dr. Oh, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Let me just stop. Uh, he moved from Alabama. He caught a train from Alabama, went up to New York to meet uh, Circulum, the great lion. He was from, say, Cuba or Jamaica, somewhere like that. And
Oh,
he moved
okay.
and he moved up to Harlem before Harlem became Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in that RV business. I got a chance to go see his museum that was in his name. And I'll send the information when I think of it about the gentleman I was speaking about. He was really, really, because many we go through this higher learning. We really been programmed. Because even one of the gentlemen that I follow really closely in currency on the currency, um, George Gammon.
Mm-hmm.
George is autodidact. He's not very educated, and he'll tell you, "No, I didn't go to none. I didn't study economics. I didn't study none of this and whatnot." He's autodidact, and
Yeah,
that's a Greek word for meaning self-taught.
yeah. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, the self-taught is very much
That's a mental
a
orgasm.
way better system.
Hmm. Hmm. Because if you're curious, you're gonna start where your mind goes, your energy goes.
Yeah,
Where your thought goes, your energy goes.
that's funny. You used a very proficient word right there. Curious, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the gentleman that I had on named James Chang, right? He was
Uh-huh.
on, I did a two-part with him, younger in his 30s,
Okay.
Chinese young gentleman,
Okay. Okay.
and met him about a year ago. And our the way we met is dynamic. But one of the
Hmm.
words he always brought up when I met him when we started engaging and becoming very close because he was awakening and no didn't know one soul who was and thought he was going crazy, and then met
Uh-huh.
me in a place where we ended up sitting and then we nobody was in the building but me and him when we started talking. It was like,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
was at an event where there was a lot of people, but
Hmm.
definitely this is we were meant to connect because I wasn't going to go, and I was pretty much told to go by my
Hmm.
higher self, God, universe
Hmm.
saying no, go. Told me twice, go.
Okay. That's
Uh,
right. We have to, if we take a time and listen to ourselves,
yes,
that's the God, that's the creator. That's
yeah,
because the creator, we are the creators.
yeah.
So listen
So
to yourself. Yeah.
so one of the words he said is a word you just used a little bit ago, curious,
Hmm.
and and he was applying it that he notices that the people who are awakening are curious. The ones who are not curious don't are not curious.
Mm-mm.
They don't ask the when, why, where, and hows ever.
Hey, um, I'm on X, formerly Twitter,
Yeah,
and on my profile, Charles Neo Cartwright. I got I'm 4 years in the market. I'm in my 6 year in the market, and I got those trolls that'll come, and mostly of them are the Asiatic women, right? Oh, I'm from Singapore. I moved. I live in New York now. I noticed the
oh
pattern.
yeah,
I noticed the
yes,
pattern now.
that pattern hits me too.
I said, oh, let me guess. And I'll go with my first line. Well, good to meet you. Wholeness. And yes, I'm into the markets, but I'm not a crypto enthusiast
There are a
at
lot of
all.
cryptos enthusiasts. A lot, yeah,
I'm not one of them. And also, too, I'm not one in the text in a damn conversation.
yeah.
And we can talk like our ancestors did before this digitalization came along that we're communicating on right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not the one to play with. Matter of fact, I'm trading right now. I'm not even saying another word to you. I'm in the markets right now.
Yeah.
Well, market observing. That's what led me to market observing, as I mentioned earlier about how I do my work on the weekend.
Yeah.
I do my deep dive with Bloomberg, Wall Street Week Review, and I can hear everything they talking about doing.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Oh, okay. One second, brother.
I hope you guys are really liking this deep diving on a lot of different subjects off the cuff. Going into the financials, anybody opening to financials, definitely he's somebody with the investment. And you heard his investment is in the places he says it's in. Um, yeah, very, very uh, informative, very revelatory. And like he said, keep your eyes and your mind open for everything that's coming and that be aware. And
Hey,
all
man.
right, good to have you back.
Oh, I'm just doing what I do. My currency. Okay, yeah, I apologize, family.
Oh, no, no,
That,
no problem. I don't know
that was
what
my.
your time's like because we've gone over 80 minutes.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
Oh, I did show the books this last week, right?
there you go. Hold that up. Yeah, beyond candlesticks. See that, you guys? Japanese candles chart techniques. Okay. Anybody investing? Those are, if you're looking to invest, your money work for you. Those are some things to do. Books to get. I know that you've been on this for a bit and had success studying for decades. Mm,
I love the series.
annotated American Gods. Okay.
Look,
Yeah.
Guyman, I love the series. It was on
Yeah.
Showtime, and it was on Stars.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Showtime. One of them. One of them.
Yeah.
I used to rush in to watch those, like I did
Yeah.
with True Blood on HBO.
Yeah.
Those energies, those spirits that move around.
Yeah. 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 And these movies, especially, are very occultic, hidden
hmm
meanings. If you can decode them, you're going to see the truth they're telling you.
hmm
And of course, there's always the Hollywood splash that's not the reality, but it's in general, they're telling you some truth. There's another one that you might want to watch on Netflix. It's called Three Body Problem
Three body problem. Okay.
on Netflix. I think it's the
Last
first year, it's only 8 episodes.
three body problem. Okay. I've been watching that movie off of the on n- on Prime. No, no, Netflix about the sleeve coat. Let me slow down.
I know we can get that, especially with sometimes a memory. I was looking up earlier because you had mentioned something about like how these families had continue, right? You were mentioning that old family from Pacific Northwest, how actually their uh, BGs, BG,
hmm
his families, his when you look and deep dive on both his grandfathers,
Oh, thank you, sir. Good to see you again. You as well.
uh, both his grandfathers, what they were involved in. And I'm going
hmm
to throw another one on you. There's a rapper you've heard of. He was the foundational Caucasian rapper named Eminem, right? That in the rap
Uh-huh.
game.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
His bloodline relative is a guy named God, I just remembered McAllister. See, I already forgot the first name again.
Not McAllister. Not was it Urban McAllister?
No, no,
Herbert?
no. He's a
Uh
Mathers. He's actually
oh,
last name Mathers.
okay, okay.
God, what is it? MacArthur Mackenzie? Gosh, I forgot it, and I remembered it earlier. I should have. No, Marshall's the rapper. I'm talking about his bloodline relative. Well, his bloodline relative is somebody that was connected to Aleister Crowley and the Golden Dawn.
Right, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about him. Okay, so some of his bloodlines go back to Aleister Crowley.
Another one that was in the Golden Dawn. That
He and the other that the bit the jet proportion, Pearson.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
They had a group called that was there. Gosh, and I can't. Definitely connected to the Golden Dawn. Aleister Crowley, actually. McGregor Mathers is his name. McGregor Mathers.
Okay.
He's Eminem's bloodline, and he was connected to that to the Golden Dawn before Aleister Crowley came.
Oh.
Then Aleister Crowley came in, kind of gave his own version, and he was part of that. And just showing how these bloodlines keep connecting, right? Almost like
hmm
the what was the movie with Denzel Washington, and then the Manchurian Candidate. And there's original Manchurian Candidate, right? How folks were groomed for certain things and raised for certain things, right?
hmm
Purposed for this is what they were going to do within the in that bloodline,
That's
produced for
right.
that.
And when we wake up to know that, see this,
Yeah,
it is that simulator we talked about earlier.
yeah, yeah. It makes sense because when another, I don't know if you another movie when you see movies like the Truman Show.
Carbon copy. No, not carbon
Yeah,
copy. Carbon coat or carbon coat. But I know carbon copy. That was Denzel and that other guy when there was carbon copy.
yeah. The wow, you look at that, the carbon copy. Mm.
hmm
And then they're talking about we need to get rid of the carbon footprint.
And you got scientists, especially out of Australia, saying that's a lie.
Oh yeah, it's needed.
Yeah,
It's a
that's right.
foundation of creation.
If it does warm up, we need it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because that energy is really just really. But I can see all this coming after Brentwood, after 1940 World War II, when
yeah.
those two bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Hmm.
We got
What's your
power.
thoughts? What's your thoughts about that? Because when I look at Japan now, it's one of the countries that what is I mean, they said, oh, this happened and this, but we don't see the evidence that the outcome of this is so. I mean, Japan's had success and a lot of stuff. I was one of the healthiest places, and they have the most centurions in the world.
That
People living to
co-
100.
that globe over that part of the globe over there, they had they were into taking over Taiwan and
Yeah,
China and all of that as well too. And but they got their back broken and a while back with and matter of fact, what was their actor we just called out again? Tom Cruise.
yeah,
Yeah, the last samurai.
yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah,
he became a samurai and started fighting for them. And he was a like what was that movie also too? In after um Iraq, those soldiers that went over there, they start becoming Islam and started saying, "Hey, we were wrong," and start attacking America.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And so that's been happening throughout history.
Keeps repeating itself.
Exactly. Because we realize that the one who is bullying everybody is the one that has been programming you.
Yeah, reminds me of the like you mentioned earlier about Dorothy. You're not in
Uh-huh.
Kansas.
That's right.
She when she goes behind the screen and opens the curtains, she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"It's you." And then I
Uh-huh.
thought about it the other day. He's running a simulation,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "That's how I started to realize." I go,
He had the
"Wow,
keyboard and the microphone.
yep." And he physically, it's like you're kind of like even when you look at some of these things that are going on now with these things happening at the college with these they're over there protesting, right? And you look at the
Oh
wall
yeah.
they build and you go, there's a bunch of skinny people with they're putting masks on so you can't see their face,
Mm-hmm.
and they're skinny and thin like little like they're not 6'6", 280 pound monsters. It's like, get out of my way, pick you up and toss you to the side like a bag of potatoes.
They in the higher learning.
Yeah,
They can becoming cogs in the wheel.
yeah, of the machine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here's when I put a video out that came out, and I kind of going to what we just mentioned about that. And it was my video was called, and you may have not seen it yet. It was called yesterday. It came out, debuted yesterday. Was and it's very short. It's less than 20 minutes, but it's
Okay.
kind of showing that the what was I saying? I forgot my thought now.
That happens. That shows
Yeah,
that
when you're
that
getting
sometimes,
old.
and also, while I was just thinking about this, I said I got to get back on Secret Energy and start getting some of those natural products that really got me activated. Say well, 10 years ago. I need to go do it again now.
Yeah.
And then with Dr. LaGuardo's products as well too, I'm really becoming cognitive again, being recognitive. And I do.
Yeah. I do too. I need to get some of the I haven't had it for months, like the colloidal silver,
Hmm.
and because that was so good. But
I
it was called "Are We Glitching the Matrix?"
okay.
Yeah,
The new movie Matrix is out now on Netflix.
yeah,
It came out yesterday.
yeah,
I looked at Lyft yesterday just to do something outside of what my norm. I just sat here and watched me a good movie and had me a market observer martini.
yeah. Just relax. Yeah,
Just
you
relax.
gotta. Sometimes you just gotta shut it down and relax.
And because that doesn't happen often. So I
Yeah,
make sure I try to incorporate that at least now weekly, at least once a week.
yeah.
Like,
I did that
because I'm sitting
yesterday.
there reading these books, that Neil Gaiman book, I'm just about halfway done with this book.
Yeah,
I haven't started on the red one. I'm just about with the Beyond the Candlesticks. And
yeah.
the day trading book, I'm on my ninth read of that book.
Yeah. And I've been
Yeah.
reading the book you sent me a text with. I've been reading the Nag Hammadi recently. The
Oh
Lost Scriptures.
yeah.
The Lost
Uh-huh.
Scriptures. Yeah.
I gotta order that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Billy Carson posted that one, so I got that from
Yeah.
Billy Carson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a good. I think all of them, anybody that's in the space, because I don't knock anybody. I don't put anybody together, say this one is better or this one's worse or nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
uh-huh.
just I'm just kind of on certain things, on certain, definitely I got discernment on certain stuff,
Exactly.
on certain people and stuff. But anyways, yeah. There's so much
Now,
truth out there.
one thing I want to say as well, what I'm being a market observer, when we get to the other side of this, we're gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little ugly for a moment, but it's
I
gonna be
this
just
is
fine on the other side.
Yeah, I think
And the
that
key through is just being out of debt. If you top heavy like I was with my trucking company and that real estate,
yeah,
if you like that, you're gonna get hurt
yeah.
financially.
Especially with
And
those big sums. I
mhm,
heard somebody say they owed 181,000 in taxes.
mm.
Um,
Oh, I'm working to get away from that. Matter of fact, I've been seeking and curious about that, and I think I've been curious about that for a long time.
yeah,
Like you said, with curious you're a seeker, it's gonna come to you.
yeah,
That there's no law about that.
yeah. Think my power might be getting a little dimmer here.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we've been uncuffed
No,
and
we
really
better.
going.
I just
We
know the screen change. We've been on. Wow, we've been on over an hour and a half.
okay.
We
Hey,
were
well,
pushing two. Hey, but if when it's like this,
uh-huh.
it felt like 10 minutes.
I know, right?
Yeah, it wasn't an hour and a half.
It was not to
We're
me either.
collapsing time. Time's such an
Hey,
illusion too.
matter of fact, that's what I told my dear friend Veronica. She said something. I said, "Yeah, I'm a time carver."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a time carver. And
Yeah.
this is what I love about this space right here.
Yeah.
And so to any most it's not about money, it's about knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
It's
make it
about
about money,
currency. Yeah.
that's right. If you put that first, you're already lost. Because
Yeah.
even with me, I had a conundrum. I learned in class, but in real life, I really said, wait a minute, I ain't putting no bullish trades out there. No, no bull trades.
Yeah.
I mean, bearish trades.
Yeah.
But then, because I started learning in 2018, I didn't start putting the bear trade out there, Danny, until late last year. No, yeah, late last year when I became a bull. I mean, a bear.
Yeah.
because I'm an option trader. So I already got my loss baked into my trade.
Yeah.
So if I put a $100 trade out there, that's the most I'm gonna lose.
Hmm.
I put $1,000 trade out there, that's the most I'm gonna lose. But now, being an observer, I'm only gonna lose maybe 10% of any money I put out there
Yeah.
because I'm gonna put my stop loss in there before I put the trade out there.
Yeah.
I put my take profit out there before I put the trade out there now.
Yeah.
Because just as Wall Street do it, that's what I do. And I learned that from my mentor, Daniel Gamble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Using
So,
all those mentors and stuff. It was just a great time. Always, the flow was just awesome. We'll do
mhm.
this again, and like I said, we're going to try to do the group one. We're not going to
Hey,
try. We're going to do it. It's just me
hey,
getting a time where we can all be together.
just
And
give me a heads up.
I'm gonna look for Clayton and you,
Hmm.
you and Clayton and Vina and James and I.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe there'll be somebody else that pop up in this too.
That's right. The more
Yeah.
the merrier. That's right.
Yeah. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for the connective vibe. We're going to talk. They call this part two of management of currency.
That's
That's what we'll
right.
name this. Brother, have a great day. Peace out or wholeness. Not I don't want a piece. I want the whole pie.
Hey, hey, you know
Yeah.
what, Dan? I know we say anything we want to say, brother, because I know who we are and who we are, and we got
Yeah.
this. So wholeness,
Wholeness,
brother.
brother. Have a
Appreciate you.
great day.
All
All right.
right. Peace out.
Thursday. Bye.
Hey, Thursday and freedom tomorrow.
Yeah, you right. Yeah. Bye.
Mayana, Mayana.
Yeah.
Wholeness,
Bye.
brother.
Wholeness.